Hello, and welcome to the Pirate Planet. Yes, I've done this joke before. I'm not going to stop now. Nope. Still an adult man. Doctor Who exactly, which is exactly what it says on the tin. Doctor Who! I kind of miss Stephen Moffat, you know, just to get that straight out of the bat, you know, be frank with you. I know there must be like so many people on the internet who really don't like Stephen Moffat, and yes, I understand all your gripes and your concerns as to why he's not suited to be running Doctor Who anymore, or why he's a terrible writer to begin with. Here's what I mean. Today's finale was the battle of, and I've forgotten the name. That's it. That's how bad it is. That's my memory. My short-term working memory is not the best, to be honest. The battle of translated, it meant disintegration of the soul, and it feels mostly like just another Doctor Who episode. It's okay. Okay, let's start at the beginning, shall we? When Doctor Who was brought back in 2005 by Russell T Davies, his idea of an arc was to name drop a certain thing quite a few times and have certain things in the background, so people would be like, oh, I wonder what that is, and then towards the end you wouldn't be able to guess it anyway, because it would just be something like Bad Wolf. Who came up with Bad Wolf? Well, Russell T Davies. It wasn't the most nuanced or, you know, or adhesive kind of arc plot, but it gave the series or the seasons kind of a feeling that they're a whole entity, so that you couldn't really miss an episode. Stephen Moffat, on the other hand, cranked this way the hell up to 11, and he kind of made it sure that you felt like you couldn't miss a single episode, which was, you know, counterproductive, to be fair. He did really go too far sometimes. Sometimes you'd be like, I'm trying to watch Doctor Who and now I have to deal with this time traveler's wife plot. Not the best thing to do to, you know, gather casual viewers. This is why in his last series, when he introduced Bill, it kind of took a step back and it went back to, you know, making easy plots for a single series, which in hindsight I like that series a lot, series 10, but you know, different strokes, different blokes. What we have here with Chris Chibnall is that this episode only really had the one episode connecting to it, and that was the first one. The Stenza were name dropped again in the second, but then nothing really. So for them to just end up on a planet, well, they went to the planet intentionally, but you know what I mean. And yeah, the things that happened in this episode just kind of happened. It just didn't feel like this was the finale of the series. And then towards the end, the Doctor gets a little speech that reminded me a lot about how Sylvester McCoy had to, you know, narrate his last episode ever, because, well, they didn't think it'd be the last episode ever until it was just about to air.
There are worlds out there where the sky is burning, where the seas asleep and the rivers dream. People made of smoke and cities made of song. Somewhere there's danger, somewhere there's injustice, and somewhere else the tea's getting cold. Come on, Ace, we've got work to do.
So, there weren't even really, for me, any tangible stakes. It wasn't until, like, a good half hour in, suddenly, like, and I'll make a joke about the Pirate Planet, right? And for those people that don't know, the Pirate Planet is a classic story of Doctor Who written by Douglas Adams, and it's about, well, the planet of pirates, which encases other planets by teleporting over them and then shrinks them down, disintegrates them, and, you know, uses the resources, like, quite literally. It mines an entire planet. That's a cool concept. That's way out there. Except towards the end of the serial, suddenly the target is Earth, and suddenly there were stakes, all out of the blues, like, it's targeting Earth, and it's like, dun dun dun. It's literally the same thing here. There's a whole lot of low-key stakes, like a few lives are threatened, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna destroy the planet Earth. And it's like, there's no build-up to that. Worst of all, is because they don't show anybody on the planet Earth, even though it is 3,427 years into the future. They don't show anybody responding to the fact that they are facing an apocalypse, so it's just kind of there in the background. It was alright. I didn't mind this episode, but that's a bigger crime for me for a finale than outright hating it. If I hated something, at least it gives me an emotional response of sorts. It triggers, but it triggers like the wrong things. But in this case, it's like, yeah, that was television. I was alright, and that's my problem with this series on a whole. It's like, I read somewhere that they were trying to make it more, like, streamer friendly, like you could just pick a random episode, but that's not what people do, really. People binge watch. People pick an episode, then they pick another episode, then they go to the next one. Why do you think Marvel's Netflix series have been, stretching their plots rather thin by making everything do 13 episodes except Defenders and Iron Fist Season 2? I get they were trying to do new things, and I'm happy they were doing new things. The worst crime they could have committed was to just stick to the formula and, run it into the ground. I'm happy that this series has gotten a lot more viewers. Literally, like the 9th episode of this series compared to the 9th episode of Peter Capaldi's last series. The overnight viewings for Jodie Whittaker's 9th episode, It Takes You Away, were higher than the accumulated viewings for Peter Capaldi's 9th episode of his last series. That means that they haven't factored in, like, the BBC iPlayer, the abroad viewings yet. They've just gone by UK TV ratings, and Peter Capaldi's case, they literally put everything together, all the internet stuff, all the other channels. So that means there are a lot more eyes on the telly, which is good. But now they have to retain them, and I'm not sure. I hope this is doing it for other people, and that I'm an outlier. I'm just being a pair of grumpy grump. But no, like, underwhelming. It's been an okay series, like 7 out of 10 perhaps. It had some good episodes, and then it had a lot of middling episodes, and a couple that were just rubbish, like what the hell was the Tsuranga Corundum? No. So, we're not getting a Christmas episode this year, which is a bit naff, because last year somebody made me, like, the new intro for Doctor Who exactly, but before I used, like, this Winamp effect. And he even made me a Christmas variety of that sort as well. And now we're having Doctor Who, but no Doctor Who on Christmas. We're getting one on New Year's Day. Right, and then we're not getting a new Doctor Who until 2020. Okay. So, yeah, please let me know if you thought this episode blew chunks, because No, I don't think it was that bad. I just think it had a lot of wasted potential. Maybe this should have been a two-parter. I feel like this could have been a two-parter easily. Let me know if you agree, disagree, if you think I'm stupid, if you're wondering what the thing on my face is, because somebody asked me the other day and I never gave them an answer. Social media things. do them or not. You know, don't listen to people on YouTube. Form your own opinions. Yeah, don't listen to me either. Bye.